Alright, so there's the chat. Oh, the chat always blinks whenever I start a new stream, but I am now about to react to another video that's not by me. I should probably take a break from doing that for a while, unless I somehow have the time to react to Naruto and the Missing Ninja at some point. But here I am reacting to an Eggman Carol extended adaptation, and I first knew about this when my friend Matt Clemens at MC Voices posted the link on Facebook because he does some voices here. And so I have not watched this yet. I'm going to see if it is good. And I'm not using the YouTube app for my desktop this time. I'm using Google Chrome because I had to find the link on Facebook again. But let us see how good this is. Let me set on full screen. All right. Wait a minute. It's not, come on. It's playing through the speakers? Why is it not playing from my headphones? Try again. Yeah, right. Or is it external headphones? Oh, I think that's it. Okay. Sorry about that. Overlooked sound settings, but let's get right into it for real this time. There we go. Cash and snow. We've been working to get up a bit, track speed. MC voices, there's Matt. Nick voices. Jack Ross. And the Random Vampire Red, Apple Lady, and Eggman Girl, but it's not the Charles YouTube channel. And Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, obviously. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, hello?
Our story begins on a cold Christmas Eve night. A chilly wind had stirred up the day before, with it leading to a heavy downpour of white, powdery snow that blanketed every street corner. The laughter of children filled the air as they built snowmen, created snow angels, and partook in the occasional snowball fight. Everyone was full of cheer, eagerly awaiting the arrival of Christmas Day. Despite the happy hustle and bustle of the good-hearted Mobians, there was an overwhelming sense of darkness that crept through the citizens' minds. While Christmas on Mobius was a time for merriment and goodwill, they were also under the threat of one particular man, a devious, boisterous, apathetic, grasping, covetous old villain with no love to give nor accept. A man by the name of Dr. Eggman. He had no time for joy or glee. All he cared for was himself and power.
While those simple-minded Mobians have their Christmas cheer, I shall have the time to develop new schemes to try and take over the world. They'll never see it coming.
Not even his minions felt the warm embrace of a caring creator, only the sharp and callous mistreatment of a madman.
I hate to give some negative criticism already. I just wish there was a bigger balance of music and voice, because earlier during the snowball fight, that's when I was like, what? I was hardly able to hear her. It took me a while to finally balance that out when I made my audio plays and just kept reminding myself, turn the music down just a little more. All right? Because you gotta make sure everyone hears every little thing that people say. Though the music may sound cool, keep it even, keep it mellow, all right?
One of those henchmen, a red sphere-designed robot named Orbot, came to Eggman shivering. The poor lackey, wrapped in a worn scarf and torn cap, placed his hands over his shoulders, desperately trying to keep his circuits warm. Eggman had kept the lair frigidly cold, a result of him conserving Chaos Drive energy as a means to save from heating the fortress.
If I may intrude, sir, would it be possible to spare just a little Chaos Drive energy?
This map.
The weather's too cold, and it's knocking out my gears.
Of course not. Do you know how much Chaos Drive energy it would cost me just to heat up my armory? Why would I waste my energy on you?
I should have known.
As the freezing Orbot left the armory, Eggman's other lackey, Cubot, entered the room. More loud and outgoing than his soft-spoken spherical counterpart, the yellow cube-designed robot, adorned with a brown top hat, approached the annoyed doctor with glee.
Howdy there, old boss of mine!
I was doing fine until you showed up. What do you want?
I just wanted to invite my favorite boss in the world to my annual Christmas party! There'll be punch, food, entertainment, the whole shebang! You wouldn't want to miss it!
Now, why would I want to do that?
You'll sure beat spending Christmas in this place! Come on, it'll be a fun Christmas party!
Eggman, with bitterness in his voice, scolded the cheery yet dim robot. He was tired of his minions' wants and needs. Christmas was of no importance to him, so why should everyone else find joy in the holiday season? He rose from his chair and marched straight to the door, leaving Cubot with one simple phrase that echoed through the armory.
Bah, motorbug!
Gee, a simple no would have been fine.
That would have put me under the illusion. Eggman just pulled out a Glock and shot him. Wow.
Darkness fell, and the Jolly Mobians were returning to their houses. Some went to sleep, excited about the day they and their peers would have tomorrow. Some gathered by their Christmas trees, singing songs and watching television. Some even stayed outside, admiring the beautiful decorations from the many houses, shops, and restaurants. Everyone was happy, well, except for Dr. Eggman, of course. The grouchy doctor secluded himself in his dreary resting quarters. Darkness and the frigid cold were his only companions, but he couldn't care less. He liked it that way. Dressed in red and white polka-dotted pajamas, the doctor was ready for a good night's sleep.
Nah, who needs Christmas and kindness anyway? It served no purpose to me, so why should I share the same merriment with everyone else? It's a complete waste of time, I tell you. And the sooner Orbot and Cubot learn that, the less of thorns those two will be in my side.
With that said, Eggman crawled into bed and fell asleep.
Later that night.
Later that night, Eggman awoke with a start. The once quiet, empty lair suddenly had an odd presence in the air. Eggman thought he heard a strange sound. It was quiet for only a moment, until a chilling, rattling sound echoed through his chamber. Eggman shivered in fear for a bit, but stood up to confront the one making the spooky sounds.
Who's there? Orbot? Cubot? Is that you?
The lair went silent once again. Eggman, masking confidence over his fear, opened his chamber door with a flashlight in hand. He surveyed the hallways, but could find nothing.
Those two better not be pulling a prank on me, because if they are, I'll have them disassembled!
Returning to his bedroom chamber, Eggman sat on his bed. His heart raced a little, but he put it behind him, believing it was his 2 lackeys. All was quiet until... Loud footsteps could be heard outside. Each step sent a shiver up Eggman's spine, followed by the sound of rattling and scraping metal. The cowering doctor frantically hid under his covers, like a child believing they saw a monster. The footsteps became louder and louder. The scraping and rattling became louder as well. As the terrible noises rang through the halls, Eggman could hear a familiar voice, and it made his blood run cold.
Eggman. Eggman.
With that, the metal doors of his quarters sprang up. An eerie fog swept through the room and toward Eggman's bed. Eggman poked his head from the covers and could see that a figure was standing by his door. His eyes adjusted to the pouring light and could make the figure out to be his arch-nemesis, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic! What are you doing here?
The once perky hedgehog was sickly and ghostly looking. His eyes were in a droop. His bright blue fur was a paler hue. He was covered in white bandages that hung from his waist and...
Bandages might have come from his overly bandaged outfit from the Sonic Boom series. Could have been a good idea. But nice how you made the rings, the chains.
What shocked Eggman the most, 2 large golden ring chains hung from each of the hedgehog's shoulders.
Eggman, I have come for you.
What do you mean? What happened to you?
That is not what matters now. What matters now is your well-being.
It's not bad.
Well, I ought to know.
Very good.
Someone takes out my arch-nemesis and you come to me looking as terrible as you do now? Of course it matters.
Okay, first of all, ouch. Second of all, I may be dead, but I'm still better looking than you'll ever be, Eggnog.
Enough of this! Why are you here?
I am here to
Sounded
save
like
you
Ben Schwartz.
from a fate your greed will inevitably bring. You will be visited by 3 spirits tonight.
3 Stooges.
Each will take you on a journey of personal growth, that of which can save you from my fate if taken to heart.
Personal growth, you say? Bah, that sounds unlikely. Your ghostly ways can't change a man like me.
We'll see soon enough. Beware your fate, Eggman, for yours will be worse than mine.
With that, the ghostly Sonic disappeared behind the chamber door. The lair became quiet once again. Eggman stood in disbelief, but thought nothing of it. Soon, Eggman fell back asleep, seemingly putting his ghostly encounter behind him.
Hello?
Eggman awoke
Oh.
a bit later into the night. He was confused over the events that had occurred not too long ago. Was it a dream? Was it all in his head? Or did the soul of his enemy truly appear to him with a dire warning?
Get yourself together, Eggman. It was only a dream, that's all. Yes, a dream.
Before he could rest once more, a beam of light erupted through the door and toward Eggman. Eggman covered his eyes from the bright light, but was still trying to get a peek at what had infiltrated his quarters. The beam of light soon dispersed, and a voice emerged from the fading void.
Hey, Eggman.
The voice was gruff and confident, not like the dreary-toned Sonic from before.
Hey, it's my boy.
Eggman soon could make out the mysterious
Not
figure
voiced by me.
before him. It was Knuckles the Echidna. Compared to Sonic, Knuckles appeared more lively, the same as Eggman had last seen him. Remove in the bright light that trailed behind him from the equation, that is. He was dressed in only a brown scarf, but he didn't seem to mind the cold.
Oh, great. I assume you're here to tell me something also?
Well, yeah. I am the ghost of Christmas past. I am here to take you on a journey
And
of...
that's Matt.
Yes, a journey of personal growth. Your glum little blue friend already filled me in.
Okay, take the fun out of it. Be my guest. Anyway, I'm here to show you that you truly weren't the bitter buffoon you are now. At least not bitter.
I heard that!
Enough talk.
I didn't really hear that because the music is still louder than the voices. I mean, I don't know if I should, because sometimes when I stream my reaction videos, whenever I talk while the video is playing and the video is louder, it's kind of hard to hear me, and yet I want to watch this at max volume so I can actually hear the voices, because the music is louder than the voices, unfortunately. So I might have to keep it like that. No offense, please. Just I've been doing this kind of audio play work for years and have made improvements slowly over time. Just
Time for rediscovery.
The rough echidna pushed Eggman into a bright hole beside him. Eggman's vision grew blurry, but became focused as he found himself in a white room. At first, he was confused as to why the ghost would bring him to such a place. But before he could ask, a monitor floated by him, and then another and another. The monitors began to enclose the doctor and the echidna.
What is the meaning of this?
There is nothing to be afraid of. You are surrounded by the shadows of your past. They cannot see us, but we can see them. Pay close attention.
Eggman had his eyes glued to each of the moving screens, and he started to see long-gone memories of his past. One screen had an image of his late grandfather, Gerald Robotnik.
Oh, Grandpa Gerald. What a clever mind he was. Such a kind man to bear the Robotnik name. His genius can never be outmatched.
If you count nearly killing the entire planet as kind, then sure.
Next, he could see a memory of him being beaten by Sonic. He tensed up in anger, but lowered his guard as he saw a shining blue robot afterward. It was the memory of him creating his ultimate robot, Metal Sonic.
Ah, yes. I recognize that expressionless stare anywhere. Creating Metal Sonic was one of my greatest achievements. After he was created, we went out and he caught his first Pocky. I was so proud of him.
Metal Sonic's monitor flew by as another stood in its place. Eggman could see himself on what appeared to be a roller coaster. The coaster swerved and rocked as it went through a tunnel, and then a large loop. All the while, Eggman had a wide smile on his face.
My incredible interstellar amusement park! What wonderful memories were made there, I assure you. This was the first time in a while where I had fun. It was glorious.
In a surprise turn of emotion, Knuckles could see a single tear stream down Eggman's face. The echidna let out a faint smile.
My time here is done. We must return.
No, wait! Please, can we just stay a little longer?
I'm on a tight schedule here. Now move.
Knuckles forcefully shoved Eggman through another hole that appeared beside him. From the hole, he appeared back in his bed, but noticed he was all alone. Knuckles was gone.
Gone.
Hey! Are you awake?
Eggman came to, and when he looked up, he could see a yellow two-tailed fox hovering above him. The fox wore a golden halo above his head and appeared much more friendly than the other spirits. It was Tails.
Oh, jeez, not you too.
It's better than nothing, I guess. I'm the ghost of Christmas present. I'm here to show you what you've been missing throughout the holiday season.
I think I'll pass.
Well, you really don't have a say in the matter. Otherwise, you'll be condemned to ring chains for the rest of your afterlife. And let me tell you, you don't want to be hauling those things around.
The two-tailed fox lifted Eggman out of his bed, struggling as he did so.
Away we go!
Oh yeah, I also have a Tails action figure, but that's upstairs in my room. But my Knuckles figure here, these came with a Sonic Boom DVD I bought earlier today.
He carried Eggman off into what appeared to be Christmas Day.
And I have an Eggman figure. From the games, that is. 10 years ago I got it. Wow.
Fresh snow was falling as the children down below ran through the streets, pelting each other with snowballs. Eggman could see several Mobian citizens greeting each other with a Merry Christmas and exchanging small gifts. Amongst the crowd, he saw a familiar face.
Orbot? What is he doing?
Let's find out!
Tails lowered Eggman down as the two began to follow the red-orbed lackey. Eggman noticed that Orbot was carrying a small brown paper bag. Whatever was inside the bag didn't seem like enough.
Sorry, I was just trying to think where the whole paper bag thing came in the original Christmas Carol, but that didn't exist. I had something else on my mind. Every time I hear brown paper bag, or I see a paper bag, I think of that Sweet Tooth's ending from the very first Twisted Metal. Like, whenever there's a paper bag in front of me, I just grab it. I'm like, you said it would be easy. Do you know what they did? Sweet Tooth just acting all insane because the paper bag is his friend. But I'm getting off topic here. I don't know why one thing has to lead into another at some times. Alright, sorry.
The two followed Orbot until they found themselves back at Eggman's lair. As Orbot entered the large fortress, Eggman could see more of his minions meeting with Orbot. One was a crab meat, and the other was a buzz bomber. The crab meat was carrying a silver tray full of plates, cups, and utensils in one of its pincers.
Hello, you two. It appears we're all set for a Christmas feast. Oh, don't worry. I've got enough for all of us.
Orbot turned the brown bag upside down, where nuts, screws, and bolts poured out. Eggman saw that there were barely enough for one plate,
But you better eat up fast, bots, because if you don't, Ratchet's gonna come along, take them, and use them for money. You've been warned.
the crab meat and buzz bomber didn't seem to care. The two robots smiled at Orbot, obviously grateful for their comrade's kindness.
Wow. I never knew Orbot did this sort of thing.
He's the reason why your badniks are able to get through the holidays. Despite not having enough, he does whatever he can to keep the group together.
I never thought about that before.
The tender moment seemingly warmed Eggman's bitterly cold heart. He smiled as he viewed his minions rejoicing in the festivities.
But Dr. Robotnik, sir, you have no heart. That is correct, Snively.
Toasting with cups of motor oil.
I think it's time we pay another one of your minions a visit.
Struggling to lift Eggman into the air once again, the ghostly fox ushered the doctor away to another section of town. It was at the home of his other assistant, Cubot.
Cubot's place? What on Mobius are we doing here?
Look, and you'll see.
Eggman peered into an icy window. He could make out the shape of his fabulous lackey and lushly decorated home. It was Cubot's Christmas party. The room was full of decorations, food, games, and an abundance of presents. Out of the large crowd, Eggman recognized three figures. One was a green hawk, the other was a purple swallow, and the last one was a hulking gray albatross.
Ah, the Babylon Rogues! I'm so glad you accepted my invitation!
After what? The 10th time you sent it to us?
Just wanted to be sure you received the invite, huh?
That was an awfully quiet wave. I mean, at least I was able to hear it. Again, it's all about the whole leveling the volumes equally.
I don't know if I would want to miss out on a party like this!
I'll give it to you, Bolthead. You sure able to make an epic party.
Yeah, it's great! So much better than the one the boss held last year. He didn't even have punch!
Quiet, you bird brain!
No! Sorry, boss.
If you'll excuse us, I have a few meatheads I need to straighten out. But thank you for the invitation. Truly a lovely party.
No problem, rave machine.
Please don't call me that.
Even the Babylon rogues were invited. If they're here, surely I can stay as well.
I'm afraid we don't have much time left.
But we were barely here for a minute or two.
Sorry, it's not how these things are supposed to play out. Besides, duty calls.
No, wait!
And with that, Tails was gone in an instant.
So they're not going to do the whole two children. One is named Ignorance. The other is named, what was it again? Arrogance? I forgot. If it's hard for you to learn this lesson, then maybe this will teach you. It shows in the two children. I guess that's not going to be for this one, though. Or was it too dark to use? Man, Streamlabs just eats up my laptop's battery. Come on.
Christmas Day soon faded away, and Eggman was left in complete darkness. Although he was by himself, he felt a presence nearby, a somewhat dark and looming presence. He
Shadow?
wandered aimlessly through the dark until a single beam of light illuminated his
Shadow?
path. There, he could see a figure shrouded in a black cloak. The figure inched closer to the doctor, and as he approached, Eggman made out the features of this figure. The figure had gray fur, piercing yellow eyes, and 5 spines on the figure's forehead. It was
Looks cute.
Silver, the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Surprisingly, Silver didn't say a word as he guided Eggman through a dark portal. Emerging from the other side, Eggman saw that they were in a warehouse of some kind. He heard the happy remarks and sighs of relief from someone's own passing.
So who kicked the bucket? Was it one of Sonic's friends?
The ghostly hedgehog remained silent as he pointed towards several familiar faces. It was Eggman Mega and the Babylon Rogues.
Here you go, you gray-haired geezer. We found some more of the dead guy's belongings at his place.
So, you broke in? It's not like anyone's gonna be using the place, so what's the concern, old man? Disregarding your last comment, I guess I see no use in worrying about it.
Let's see. We have a blanket, bed curtains, and a desk. You think these will make much of a profit?
Hardly heard
I
that.
assure you that these will make a great fortune.
While this was occurring, there was a small group of woodland animals singing and dancing. They appeared to be animals that Eggman would capture and use to power up his robots. The woodland animals were happy. They expressed relief over the passing of their captor. Eggman began to feel a knot in his stomach.
This isn't funny. Who are they talking about? I must know who they're referring to.
Another portal opened beside the screaming doctor. The silent Silver pointed at it, beckoning Eggman to go through to get his answer. The two were no longer in a warehouse, but in an old cemetery caked in frozen snow. Graves surrounded the entire area, while Silver pointed to one smaller grave in the distance. The knot in Eggman's stomach grew tighter and tighter as he stepped closer to the unkept grave. Once Eggman approached the headstone, snow covering the engraving, he didn't want to push aside the snow to take a look, but the intimidating Silver continued to point at the grave. Slowly, Eggman wiped the snow off the headstone, and his heart sank as he read the name.
Eggman. It's me.
Not, Julian, Ivo, Robotnik, Kentobor. Gotta go with a modern name, I guess.
It's me. No, this cannot end like this. Surely it can't.
Silver remained silent, his finger still pointing at the headstone.
No, Take me back! Please take me back! Let me undo what I've done wrong so I may change this awful fate! Please! Please! Take me back! Take me back! Huh?
Eggman found himself back in his own bed, his own sleeping quarters. He was relieved.
I'm back. I'm back in my lair! I'm back!
Jumping out of his bed in excitement, the doctor ran toward an open window in his quarters. Down below, he could see Orbot coming into work. With glee coursing through his entire body, Eggman began to share his newfound spirit with his startled lackey.
Hey, you there! What day is it?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day, sir. You wanted me to come in extra early in order to shovel snow from the lair entrance.
Ooh, wonderful news, Orbot!
And may I ask, why are you so cheerful today? I thought you wanted one for Christmas.
Oh, never mind that. I've got a new plan in the works, just as we speak.
A new plan, sir? Do you really need it?
Yes, indeed, Orbot.
Oh, sir, I knew you would come around eventually.
What? No, I'm talking about the Chaos Emeralds. I need the Chaos Emeralds to help fight against those meddling ghosts trying to make me a better person. Now, leave me be. I have work that needs to be done.
Orbot ran along to the side of the building with joy. There, he could see 4 figures standing alongside a fog machine and lights. It was Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Silver, all still in their costumes, looking rather disappointed.
Sorry, fellas. We tried.
I told you this wasn't going to work.
I actually agree with Knuckles this time around.
At least we gave it our best shot.
Perhaps it'll work out next year.
Highly doubt it, but if it can give us an excuse to scare Eggman more, I'm down for it.
Look on the bright side. At least I can go to Cubot's party now.
Eagerly waving his Christmas cohorts goodbye, Orbot skidded above the snow, happy that this Christmas he finally had a day off.
Well, at least we were able to make one of Eggman's minions happy on Christmas.
Yeah, it really is a sight to behold.
I don't know about you, but I'm dying to go to that party Orbot was talking about.
Aw, yeah, let's go!
With that, the spooky crew raced off toward town, chasing down Orbot as the 5 happily chatted their way to Cubot's Christmas party. The end.
Oh. If they were able to, they would have added the part, they say a quote, God bless us, every one of us. But the credits must roll now. Oh gosh, it's that Josh Groban's song from the Polar Express. Oh gosh. That song always just moves me. Oh, Nick voices did Sonic. Oh, I thought Matt did Knuckles. That was Jack Ross? Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, got lost there. Jingle Punks. You hear the bass on this thing. And I will be playing bass guitar at a Christmas Eve service Friday night. I'm going to be playing at a church I used to go to. They want me to play for them, Sweet. My base is back there in its case. I can show it to you if you like. But I cannot see the chat right now because... In fact, let me exit full screen. Still don't see anyone in the chat. Happy holidays. Oh, and the uploader is the multi-fandom girl. This video is based on links, references, music. Huh. I guess we really format our audio plays very similarly. Online family. What else? Demo reel. I keep forgetting to do demo reels. Tales of Terror, huh? Zooey voice reel, huh? Well, I guess that does it. There's the audio play that some friends of mine have started, but I just want to say you all did an excellent job at this. All right, to the multi-fandom girl for starting this project, and for Cashlyn Snow and Matt for joining it, because I'm joining those two. Again, I joined those two for Mobius 25 years later. Part 1 is currently out, and you can see it on Matt's channel. Part 2 is yet to come. Alright, so you'll still be hearing us do the same voices, especially when I voice this guy. Oh, yeah. Well, that was pretty interesting. Good job, well done. These do not fit over my headphones. Alright, well, it is past midnight now, and I guess it's really not the time to be streaming, unless you are always awake and are a sucker for late night streams. I always gotta do it late at night because everyone else is at home and making noise when I do it during the daytime, but no one will be home all day tomorrow, so in fact it practically is Wednesday now. So maybe I should do some during broad daylight so that, you know, y'all be able to join me that time. Though lately I have been thinking about some things that have been coming up, some projects I've wanted to work on, and I'm kind of going back and forth on them now. Sorry. Things came up, things happened. A little discouraged about that, but we'll see what happens when January rolls around. Oh, sorry. Just checking if they uploaded anything Christmassy. They usually do that. Decemberween. You're 55 days after Halloween. Alright, guys. Well, take care. And